go do my job.
Nautilus. We'll finally get to see Karpewski on a new champion.
Fucking get him.
Dude, as soon as he picked up Nautilus, he just started winning, and he just kept winning. And he's like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, I think I actually
most of his games he had one notable where he just like couldn't get ahead. I believe it was into a was it set?
Dude, but even in his solo queue games, I literally laughed out loud when I looked at his most played, and it was 19 of his 20 games were just Nautilus. I was like, dude, this guy is sick. He is committed.
DJ, how it works.
Okay, Gnar. A Gnar ban. That feels like it's got to be targeted. The Amumu Hui Gnar. I don't think... Like, these are within the pool for these players.
Bell plays Gnar.
Yes. And Boxy plays Amumu and Lowell plays Hui. But I wouldn't say that they're, like, pocket picks or anything like that. So these have got to be targeted bans at a specific comp. And I think that banning out an Amumu is not a bad ban here. But Malphite, Yorick, Nautilus bans out here. That means Shaco is up. The Vayne is also up.
Clone's always saying that don't test him, he'll pick it. So
and
we'll see how their composition adapts to
Lux is locked in here for Noxus, and everything that I've heard
I can't believe
about...
Lux is up, dude.
That's what I was saying.
I cannot believe it. I stayed silent this whole time. I've never mentioned it. Dylan is a one-trick Lux. He only plays Lux and Morgana. And I cannot believe he's picked up Lux here.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, from everything I've heard, he just plays one champion. But obviously they knew that.
I can't believe it's not banned.
Yeah. I am pretty shocked. I do think that this raises Caitlyn Prio a lot, so the Aurelion Sol is locked in here, which is a nice takeaway because Yoni's best champs last year were Ziggs and Aurelion Sol, and Aurelion Sol does just fine into Ziggs, so I like this takeaway. I do think the Caitlyn Prio is pretty high here, but Leona is going to be selected.
So they should know that this Lux is going support. So this is Leona as an answer to Lux going for the all-in engage, and then this Brand is a flex pick technically.
It is a flex pick Brand. I've heard rumblings, and I don't know if this can be confirmed or denied, but I've heard rumblings of Brand Jungle coming back. The Sejuani will definitely rule that out, although that could be top. It could be Sej top.
Okay, so I would say this is most likely Brand mid, Sejuani jungle.
That's what my gut is telling me as well, but I also don't know if Sejuani jungle is very clone. You know, it's not giving the clone energy.
Ooh, you're right. It's Agateo, Sejuani.
But it could be Brand mid, Sejuani top, and it could be a different Jarvan here.
About to pull a sneaky and put Yoni on Lux mid. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But it would astound me. They would definitely have gotten me with that.
Brand is a really nice answer into Aurelion Sol. It's kind of one of the highest counter picks, and we haven't seen a lot of Brand mid, but what I talked about in the pre-show was Lowell's had a great season 3, but you know who had a great season 2? Championship winner Crimson Yoni in the mid lane. So yeah, he played a lot of Brand last year, looking to bring it back out this year. And yeah, they're gonna go. I don't hate this actually. If it's Sejuani frontline, Brand has got a lot of ways to bounce around some damage in there. Jarvan and Leona, of course.
They must not be convinced this Shyvana is Karpewski Shyvana top? Does he play that? Because this Shyvana for jungle, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get the Shyvana either. But again, they might be doing some scouting that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Yoni's Brand was pretty good last year.
So they don't want to see that Leona.
We do gambling after the pick ban, before the game. After draft, but before the game. Yeah, Jhin is up. I think Caitlyn's still extraordinarily high value, by the way. I guess they're gonna hold the AD pick for last pick, which is a bit curious to me. So I do think that Demacia would like to know if this is Sejuani top or jungle.
I think they should go Misfortune. I think Jordan should play Misfortune here.
Yeah, with Jarvan and Leona, that would be, and Asol.
So good.
Misfortune would look really good. I think Caitlyn's fine as well, to be honest.
So Vayne picked up or hovered for Gatia.
Looks like Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is grabbed here.
I haven't seen Karpewski play Mordekaiser. This is interesting, but he may have been putting some practice games on it. Now we're hovering a Volibear. What's happening there? Could this be the Agateo brand AP carry? He's done it before. I've seen it. Volibear locked in.
Okay, so it's the Mordekaiser is a Vayne, and it has been agreed to. So listen, we're into game here.
Yep. Welcome to Week 9, Game 2. We will be having NOX versus DMJ for you this evening.
So Jason, opinions on the map? Opinions.
I'm just focused on, like, Shaco was up and Clone didn't pick it, so he's a coward, right?
I do think it's interesting that it has been, there are a couple one tricks where their one trick has just been banned out for the first like 5-6 weeks, and because of that, these teams are practicing now, obviously, with different comps, right? Like the Noxus has practiced twice a week for the past 8 weeks, and they have practiced 0 Shaco games. And now Shaco's being left up, and it's like, well, we're not going to put the one trick on his one trick because we've got 16, practice days worth of not Shaco practice. So the playoffs are coming up, and I do think that we might see some teams, the teams with a bye specifically, like my team, we'll be able to use our Thursday time to, well, actually, I have to cast. I have to broadcast, so that's not even true. I was going to say we could use that time to practice.
Yeah. Yeah, getting like questions on opinions on the new map, and I think the new map is Yoni starting his classic greedy start with the Sapphire Crystal, by the way. Probably going for his favorite Rod of Ages build. He's going to go Rod of Ages into Leon Trees this match. Light Binding not connecting. The new map is, yeah, I agree. It is like weirdly colored. The saturation is strange. It's kind of like Howling Abyss, where you could take chromas that blend in a lot more than others. Compared to the usual map, which is hard to blend into.
Yeah, this is now the usual map.
Here to stay for now.
Kind of crazy.
Otacon, huge changes, and the timings of the jungle camp, the neutral objectives has been shifted, and so we saw in the first match that Aztec was able to react to it very well. So I'm curious to see how the jungles will adapt.
I mean, the flash out from Chestnut, and that's instantly Ignite going down. Now, Exhaust is through a Zenith Blade in from Chestnut. He's going to take it, and it's a flash! First Blood! And the Demacian Justice! They stand up. They take him down. Agateo will drop.
Sit, kill leader. Former kill leader. As DMJ picks up the first blood on their one trick. Inferno kind of under fire, but
that was pretty close though, Jason. I mean, I know that was like a critical, the critical there, but that was pretty close to like 0 damage overkill. That was really nice play there from Chestnut and Inferno to make that happen.
Yep, it was a very nice play, showing comfortability on Jin for sure.
I mean, ultimately, I think Agateo just greedy to not flash when he was that low. Should have respected the Jim flash auto, and he goes down for it. They do have flash advantage now in bot lane, so they might be able to stabilize here and try and find something back. But we'll have to watch. Karpewski is looking, and he's got the Ignite down, and he walks away. Cool guys don't look at explosions or solo kills.
And he kills.
It's a first, or not. It's not even first blood, but it's another solo kill.
It's a clean solo bolo to solidify his already
if
doubled
his inting bot laner hadn't died, that would have been his 4th. He would have a league leading first bloods.
Yep, inted by Agateo. As much as things change, some things stay the same. As Boxy
Zenith
looks for an
Blade.
engaged bot.
He's condemned the wrong way, so he's actually in further. A really nice binding here onto Boxy, though. This is gonna, you know, they will back up, so they don't
Great
have to
bind
expend any
out of
flashes
Deluxe to
there.
delay that gank.
I mean, Jason, another misplay though from Agateo, the condemned the wrong way. A shaky lane start for a player that has looked great all season long.
Yeah, it feels perhaps slightly rushed, or he was trying to make sure that Leona couldn't get the stun on him. Nice tumble away there. But Vayne, yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Karpewski with a nice engaged topside. Chunks build almost half HP, but trading back onto him. Ignite not available for him, and used it for that kill. Engage
Yeah, Clone on the lane gank though does buy out the time, and Chronic is going to actually dash away, and so they bait it out successfully this time. They do use the Lux Flash, but they get the kill because of it, and that's a return kill and going over to Vayne. So a nice play there, bot side from Noxus to try and stabilize.
Karpewski walking into Boxy, but ward to be placed and then cleared. No engage to go down. Jungler spotted out.
Yeah, both junglers seen here. Boxy with an invade, but there's really not much. He can go all the way to Wolves, but that'd be a pretty deep take. So it's actually just wasting
picks up the dragon
some time.
for free right now.
Yep. The gank will come out here. Bell is going to look. Karpewski can't be slowed though, so the flag drag will come out,
on a dragon,
and he will get out. Inferno's here, but so is the Crimson Yoni. As Smite will be secured, Clone will take the dragon. The Ignite actually falls, and so Clone will drop after flashing over the wall there. But he did get the dragon. Man, yeah.
I think taking the dragon is worth it, but it's unfortunate that another kill going over to the bot side. Ignite picking it up as Boxy looks for mid.
Yeah, Yoni already level 6 here though. A level ahead of Luel and 2 ahead of the jungler, so they call that gank off before it materializes.
Yeah, but I think the right call, honestly. They were trying to find it, but Yoni on their toes doesn't provide the opportunity. Season 2 champion.
Season 2 champion. Alright, Bell is in a lot of trouble here as the stun is going to come through. Looks like he will get a little bit of health back. Try to stabilize a bit as he pops ulti, so that neutralizes, and we're back to watching bot lane on the auto camera.
Both junglers clearing out their bot side right now.
Ooh, a bind here onto Inferno. The flash forward, the auto attack lands. Agateo aggressive bot side, and Noxus picks up a counter kill in the 2v2. Karpewski gets a second solo kill topside, so topside is falling apart. Bot side has flipped. It's 4-2. Noxus with a 600 gold lead, kind of out of the blue.
Yep, I think if Karpewski keeps this up, he's going to be able to dominate the side lane for the foreseeable future. Mundo is not going to be able to take him on until he's got 2 or 3 items under his belt. And the way this lead is going, topside's going to be dominant. Brand can expect to have a much greater teamfight impact on the top side of the map compared to an Aurelion Sol at this point in the game.
Yeah, and I think now that this Vayne has gotten 2 kills, they're really utilizing the range of the Lux very well. Chronic is really, after the first blood, after the early level 2 fight, they've really turned things around in this lane. So I would expect that to be Nox's favored from now on. And I kind of think that Chestnut is going to be looking to roam at this point with Boxy. So I want Boxy to hit level 6 here, and let's see how these skirmishes go in the mid game.
Yep, Chestnut walking up to the top side of the map. This Grubs coming up at 8 minutes now, as they've been adjusted for this patch, and DMJ will start them on spawn.
Yeah, but Inferno is here as well, and Chronic and
rotate
are both down there. Yeah, so they fully committed. They're all in on these 3 Grubs. Obviously, the team has decided that now that all the powers from 6 is just into 3, they are much higher priority, and so they do commit all 5, and they'll get it without a fight here. All right, let's see what the scaling looks like from these mid laners as they continue to go up. Yoni is gonna I like this aggressive play, but he's gonna fly right into him. The mid laners are gonna battle it out here. This is gonna be one of them is going down. I don't know who it is. Yoni and Lowell smacking each other. I need to watch mid. It's a kill.
Yoni got out. He flashes away.
Okay, it was a flash away.
Yeah, flash out from Yoni at low
Clone
HP,
is here.
but an engage.
The stun in, the flash out from Lowell, so Lowell will survive.
Both flashes blown. Yoni needs to be conscious of a fly through, but I think Simon would be brave to take it.
That was crazy to watch.
Foxy looks for the engage. Yoni's moved up. Cataclysm lands.
Yeah,
Yoni
there's no flash.
HP.
We know that there's no flash.
Auto-attacking down.
Great play here from Boxy. They are losing quite a bit bot lane, as Chronic and Agateo have, like I said, took control over this lane. Inferno died. It had to have been another light bind that was landed. And Agateo picks up a 3rd kill already. The renowned kill leader for a reason. If they're on the table, he's not leaving them.
Realistic investing his teleport to return to the top side as Karpuski shoves in the wave and resets. Teleport and Ignite available for Sejuani as this dragon spawns in the next minute.
How big is this dragon fight? It's only 1 dragon for Noxus at the moment, so I don't think that it's worth completely brawling over. That being said, they've got a bit of a gold lead, so...
Yep, right now Yoni doesn't have much damage to speak of, but Vayne can definitely deal out enough for everybody if the support is available to stall out the fight.
Chronic with some nice poke damage here prior to the dragon, just able to soften them up just a bit. We do see no teleports top lane, so it will be a 4v4 for this dragon, as both junglers are taking their jungle camps and going right to it. The vision is drastically in the favor of Demacia, though. They've committed a lot of resources here, and so they will see Clone as he runs over, and he starts with the dragon. Yep, Yoni is on the early roam.
This time.
Okay, he hasn't actually started the objective.
Spotted on the walkout though, so Boxy will just rotate away as Bell taking huge chunks, but massive combos to trade back slightly.
Yeah, Bell really unable to hold his own in this 1v1, and this is a situation where the objective is bot side. He can't have his jungle hover, and so he really needs to stay as healthy
with
as
the
possible.
biggest advantage in the game right now. He's the only one with a completed item, already starting to stack his Heartsteel.
Yeah, and with Ignite, you know, the teleport Ignite, there is kill pressure. There is always the Mundo ultimate, but that Ignite is really going to cut down the effectiveness of it. As Boxy and Lowell, they're going to look onto Yoni. They commit the Cataclysm. Flash is still on cooldown, and so they just overlap all of this damage. Lowell went a bit too far, though, and so this kill is going to go over to the jungler again instead of the mid laner. So Lowell about 22 CS up, but he unable to capitalize and get the kill there. But yeah, definitely
walking into Clone, not going to be able to take that, and Nox may be able to find a timing to pick up their dragon as Boxy's chunked too low to engage.
Yeah, Chronic and Agateo, though, even though they are down in numbers, they are up in pressure, and so with all this space, they are going to create some space. Lowell could be looking over. I think we might see this fight here. It looks like the call is going to be out. Lowell doesn't want the fight. A binding is going to land. The ultimate comes through. Boxy is nearly dead. But he will flag and drag out, so he will escape. Clone on a little bit of a hunt. Quite a bit of damage is actually going to come through on the way back. He's going to have to ultimate out, but the stuns forward. Oh, the light binding out of both! The condemn forward, the flash out, but it's not enough. Inferno will drop. What a binding from Chronic. I thought that was an overstep all day from Clone.
Was cleanse already used, or did he cleanse out of it and still just take too much damage?
I know that he flashed away from it. It looks like they went down at the same time.
Yep. So Rod of Ages completed now for Lowell. Still searching for it on Yoni's side due to being down about 30 CS. And 2 assists. Karpuski's still dominant in the top side. Man, that's a lot of damage as he looks for the solo kill on the Bell.
Definitely killing will heal, but ultimate from Bell comes out, and the ulti might just be enough to cancel, and it will. So he gets the ulti and the ignite out of Sejuani for just his own ultimate. That's actually a pretty big win here for the matchup. It takes away a lot of the kill pressure.
Yeah, I don't think Boxy's going to be able to take this kill attempt on a Karpewski, even though he's the low. I think
He
they're
is 3
about even
levels
in
down
total
here
HP.
on the solo laners, and so he'll be happy to just soak up a wave of XP though. So
Yep.
Chestnut looking one more time. They're gonna commit, and that is basically on cooldown for ultimate. They're able to get out the Crimson Yoni's flash here. So he's died twice with no flash in the Cataclysm, and Boxy's got Cataclysm up again in another 5-minute window. The condemn happened after cleanse. Okay, good call. So basically, he cleansed
Ooh, Lightbind almost
the light
connects onto
binding,
Inferno.
but then was
A lot of
instantly
pressure on the bot
condemned.
side.
Good call. Good call.
So Chestnut walking to the top side, hoping to find something, pull a little pressure off.
Lowell's here again. Yeah, he flashes out because Crimson Yoni is level 11. He's starting to really turn and burn some of this damage. Mundo's scaling. Mundo should get into a point where he can survive in this lane, though, right? Lightbinding is going to come out. Condemn again. It all lands, and it's straight onto Inferno. That's his 4th death already.
Yep, Bork and Boots 2 completed onto the vein. Collector available for Jhin, but they've been unable to pick up anything since the start of the game. Clone has started up this Herald, but Boxy is aware. Laners are not rotating, but Yoni has priority.
Alright, Wave is pushing in here to Bell. Want to see Bell... I mean, Mundo's going to continue to scale. He's gone Heartsteel here, which is a little bit non-traditional. But I do think Heartsteel's fine. It scales and it stacks very well. I want to see him continue to trade into Sedge and get it stacked up. And it is one of the ways that Sejuani will be happy to continue to take trades as well and stack their Heartsteels into each other. Ghost out from Bell.
I think playing it from behind, I wouldn't go for the Heartsteel. I would go for some of the key items he needs. Like, he needs to build towards
Dive
the
in
but it
from
doesn't
Clone.
matter.
He's going to turn the tower off. The Frozen Tomb in, but the ultimate from Bell is still giving him a ton of healing, but it will not be able to live out past the damage. That final turret shot, Karpewski just lives it. Well calculated here for Noxus as they pick up another kill, and they're going to put more pressure down onto this top tower. They've already taken one tower. They took bot lane. Looks like they've rotated their bot lane mid, and they're looking to take top tower here as well.
Inferno's approaching top with his curtain call available, but it looks like Clone and Karpewski are going to be able to retreat out to their side.
He does have Collector, but I'm not sure that Curtain Call would have, even if he landed all 4, would have been enough to kill those two. I know that Karpewski was low, but he was able to find a Honey Fruit, so...
Chestnut could engage with its Ignite. I think there was an angle for pick up a kill there. But elect to not go for it. Dragon coming up soon. Ooh, and the wards have been spotted out. Both teams with a presence in the area, but I would say Boxy's in the most danger. As Inferno and Chestnut rotate out to swap with Lowell. This is a nice lane reassignment. They definitely need to have everybody in the bottom hemisphere that is available. Teleport is up.
Yeah, Dragon's coming up soon and Lowell is top. So Lowell does have teleport, but I think I'd rather have Mundo be up here. But I guess maybe the thought process is they just can't hold with the Mundo into the Sejuani at this point in the game. So Lowell is going to channel his recall here, look to teleport in. It could be 5 people down here. The teleport comes in, the binding onto Boxy and Chestnut, the flash forward, and they are landing a ton of damage. Cataclysm comes across, but Yoni getting a maximum value out of his ultimate, out of the Pyroclasm. It's 2 down already as he's picked up a double kill, but Lowell shows up. Karpewski's on the back fight, but it's too little too late, and it's a triple kill, and a 4 for 2, a 1 team fight for the Justice.
Yeah, the Justice showing again how they are a team that plays with coordination. They come to these team fights and they play as a team, and it wins out for them at the Dragon. Karpewski in danger as Lowell and Inferno descend on him.
Ooh, a nice root here, and they are pulling him back, but the Singularity, it's strong. It does a lot of CC. It doesn't do that much. Sejuani is just going to Arctic Assault out. And yeah, this is a tanky War Pig. Arctic Assault in here, a level up. Yeah, I mean,
he's picking up a Heartsteel, but he is giving over his own stacks to Lowell.
Yeah, I think you need to not underestimate the Lowell Aurelion Soul damage. Aurelion Sol does a lot of DPS. Last season,
189 Stardust on
last
Well at
season
the
you
moment.
played one game of Aurelion Sol, Jason, and that was the most damage by anybody in any game. Was your one game of ASOL.
I lost that game.
You did lose that game. You still did more damage than anybody in any game. Arctic Assault in onto Luell here. The stun is going to come through. Look at that trade. I mean, I think that's a winning trade. I think Karpyski is happy to take that. That could have been a kill, honestly.
Karpyski's been very happy with his performance in this match. He's had prio against everybody he's seen this game.
Yeah,
he
might have to give
dropped under half HP, but he has ultimate available. It would be investing his Sky's Descend. Boxy just decided to go for his clear, though.
Yeah, honestly, he needs to, I think. Only level 11. But the jungler's several levels down. Karpyski level 14 in the game. Definitely pretty impressive on the Sejuani. And this is like the first top lane Sejuani I've seen in a couple years. I know that Milk Chugga used to run it a lot. But I haven't actually seen it come to fruition in a little while. And yeah, it's definitely a nice pickup. Is it specific into the matchup? Is that why it's so successful?
I think Sejuani top has a lot of strong qualities. She's strong, especially into just if you want to go play a melee tank. Sejuani has a lot of options, and taking this ignite gives her even more kill pressure. She really specializes in that like quick burst trade because of her extremely high resistances with her passive. It's an engaged topside, really just meant to clear waves, but it does not matter. Karpyski picks up the tower unrelenting.
Yeah, and Clone is here, but the flag and drag from Boxy does come out, and so he is gonna. Oh, and that's a flash away from Clone.
Drops the Rift Herald, and they should be able to clear this out. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not.
Yeah,
like, perhaps timed out.
Definitely questionable. Worth questioning. Bell is gonna look here. He's gonna look for the solo kill. Yoni with a Pyroclasm out.
Feeling confident.
Yeah, Bell's pretty happy there. He's got a lot of passive healing. He didn't have to use his ulti, so he actually wins that trade, and that's gonna buy him a little bit of space here in the 1v1 now. Of course, Pillar of Flame.
Mid for DMJ.
It's gonna even it out instantly. Yeah, what's Dragon? Dragon in a minute 45?
Yep, likely to be the next objective, as Nox has 2 stacks already, 1 available for DMJ. Ooh, I was watching that light binding almost connect on a chestnut.
Very close. If we take a look at the gold, it's pretty close across the board with the exception of top lane and support. So about a 600 or 500 gold lead in support and about 1,000 gold lead in top lane. But everywhere else, just about even. So that triple kill that Jin was able to pick up in that team fight, really important. And we need to see Jin continue to pump out damage in these team fights.
Jordan's staying completely even in CS with the Gatia of this match as well at this point in the game.
I was gonna say
nice
Inferno was down to Agateo, but Yoni was down to Luell, but Yoni was picked up the double. So kind of the same thing happened where the 2 laners that were behind in gold picking up kills in that last fight, and now they are even. Clone is going to look for the engage here onto Bell. Bell trading out some decent damage back across. The flag and drag through, but again, no Cataclysm committed. Boxy very hesitant here.
Trying to back away there.
Yeah.
Chestnut on the roam over would have definitely turned the tides in that fight. 4 group now for Nox looking at this dragon spawn. Look at the vision.
You've got to wonder what he's waiting for the Cataclysm for. There are a lot of flashes up. You know, Yoni and Agateo and Chronic are probably
interesting. Pings down from Nox. They're rotating over to Otacon. They say we can just give up this dragon.
Yeah, it's a full commit here. And I do think that the new Otacon is very powerful.
But they've completely out-rotated DMJ towards the Otacon, which I think is the more powerful buff in this trade. Ping's down now, as they've realized, but it's too late. This objective's gone.
Nice take here. But, you know, at the same time, that's the second dragon here for Demacia, which is also a permanent buff. So,
taking their Chemtech Soul, which is also going to help with their Mundo.
It's a trade of objectives here, but a clear winner in the trade. I do really find it hard to evaluate though just how good the buff is.
I think the new Otacon's pretty darn valuable. As we go throughout the game and they continue picking up blossoms, they're going to get 25% more adaptive force and experience from those blossoms compared to the enemy team that does not have the buff. And the other effect is we're going to see when somebody goes down that there is like almost a Lysandra passive effect when somebody goes
Boxy
down.
picking in here. The flag and drag in, the root through, and instantly he didn't even have time to barrier or flash. He's dead. Agateo is down, and Noxus is routed. This is Demasia's fight, and they justice punch Noxus in the chin. They pick up 2.
They find their opening and they take it. DMJ pick up the carry, and they're going to look to take this tower next as everybody who's left standing rotates over for Noxus try to defend. Lux has great wave
nice
clear,
commitment there. A lot of
push.
damage coming back out from Yoni. Bell is just trying to tank this though, and so they will get the tower down, but so much damage coming out. Even though it's 5 versus 3, they're going to get walked off the objective. And 25 minutes in, Baron is about to spawn. We could see potentially a counter rush. They could look to Baron here. Chronic has looked pretty good this game, Jason. This is his first game in the LCC. The nerves don't look like they've gotten to him too much.
I think he could not be happier to be playing Lux on stage right now. He's probably having a great time.
All right, I want to see. This is the point of the game where I really want to see Boxy and Chestnut just, vibe together, just be one and the same, share a brain cell, and yeah, I really want to see them team up and try and find some plays. Basically, every time the Cataclysm is up,
find one between them to make that happen. But 10 to 10 the kill score right now. We're 200 gold between the teams, 100 gold now. It's complete parity, but the gold definitely has a bit of different allocation. Topside, even though, has evened up compared to what we saw earlier. I think Karpewski still would have the priority, but as a second item comes through for Bell, he's not scared to engage on Ioni.
Yeah, and he is a level down here, but he saw the Pyroclasm used mid. Now it is back off cooldown as of right now. Arctic Assault over the wall.
Karpewski.
Yeah, that was... yeah. He's one step ahead of his team. They're not able to actually pick that kill up or do anything.
But no real punishment. He licks for it, and they just walk away. So both teams not willing to fully engage for it, but Inferno could be caught out here.
Yeah, it's a flash from Clone, but a counter flash from Inferno. So Inferno will escape. A nice play there, and Bell seeing all 4 mid. He is going to go in. Crimson Yoni has to flash out, but Bell turns around. Jason, that was a kill!
He's down. He knows that Clone is here.
Oh.
I think if Clone is coming, that's the only reason to back off.
But,
down from his
but
team
he for sure would have killed Yoni, right? It would have been a
He for sure would have killed Yoni. Yoni cannot eat a cleaver out here.
I think that
just
would
a
have
full rundown.
I feel like
I think with the Ghost,
worked,
if Clone shows up past River, it's just a full rundown for Bell. Or not Clone, Yoni.
The Crimson Yoni.
I apologize.
It's alright, I'm not the one.
Ooh. Chronic should have ulted there onto Inferno. He's against the wall and you land the slow for a second. That's a guaranteed ult.
Almost 300 little star shards, whatever these are called. Cosmic Creator, 300 Stardust.
Cosmos.
Okay, Bell is pushing in here. Unable to actually secure the tower. I think like some of this global gold for Demacia would actually be a pretty big deal at this point. Bell is looking again.
Yeah, they're gonna be stoked.
Pyroclasm comes out again. Ultimate has to get used here. But again, he still has pressure. Removed.
Yoni's got a lot of HP, he's got a lot of tankiness, but he just doesn't have the DPS to bring down a Mundo. He doesn't have the heal cut, he doesn't have the magic pen, and it's just leaving him in a rough spot right now.
Yeah, I'm fine with the lane assignments, but
Baron is going down.
He needs to go a heal cut item. Yeah, Baron is happening though. We need to watch the Baron, so let's tune over to the Baron. Noxus is on it, but it looks like they might be peeling off. Chestnut in onto Agateo and Chronic, but he's the only one, and he's way too far. It's an Arctic Assault through as the skies descend. Clone will dive though. Lowell has to flash out. Cataclysm down onto Clone and Karpewski. Clone will die. Lowell, 1 HP! How is he alive? He gets away.
Oh my god, I can't believe he lived!
The escape!
What a fortunate escape as the dragon scales slipped through the fingers of Noxus. Dragon spawn, though. This will be sole point for whichever team manages to pick it up. Reset coming out of Lowell, but Teleport's available to rejoin. Teleports to the mid lane. It's going to be late to this engagement.
Oh, and it's through a nice engage here. Flag and drag. Chronic is on the side, though, but already Boxy ahead of his team too far. It's a double kill, and it's a tumble forward as Agateo is looking to turn the game for his team.
Yoni's low.
Final Spark is going to come out. They decide that having taken that fight, they won the team fight, but they don't want any further damage. They're all resetting. They have vision. Inferno is looking to try and make a play. The binding will just miss. Lowell flying through, looking for the solo kill, and the flash out from Chronic. A really nice respect flash. Arctic Assault coming through, but just not enough. Clone might be able to try and find something as they land a bind onto Chestnut. Good bit of damage is going to land. They need people to come through. Boxy and Bell are still not alive. The resets are coming through. A teleport in from Karpiewski after the reset. So Karpiewski has gone back and full healed. Clone is in the pit. There's no flash. He only has ultimate right now. So he's stuck in. Bell is flying in. Boxy, they need to buy 5 more seconds of time. This is a massive fight. This is... Here it is. Boxy is in. The final spark across. Inferno trucked out on the side. Yoni on the side as well. The curtain call across, but Yoni is trying to buy the time. He's sniped down. Agateo stunned. It's everything in on Agateo. It's a double kill. A DMJ. A triple kill landing. Clone is on the back. There's nothing that they can do though. It's going to be, can he kill one? Karpiewski, he does pick up, so they even it out. It's 2 for 4. But the Demacian Justice deliver another punch here.
Dragon going over to NOX, but almost an ace, and would have been if Clone hadn't started running. As pings go down on a Baron, they want more.
The coordination between Boxy and Chestnut is impeccable. As soon as Chestnut lands the Zenith Blade,
and they're sharing it.
Absolutely, he landed the Zenith Blade onto Agateo. It was an instant flag and drag into Cataclysm, and Agateo had no option but to drop. Clone is buying a lot of spice.
Does not want to allow this Baron to be taken for free, and looks like he's gonna push them off. The Baron resets, and DMJ decide we're not going to be able to pick up anymore, and they go to clear their waves. So a nice deterrent there from Clone.
Okay, the Aurelion Soul has scaled even more. It was 0-0 and 5 before that fight, 1-0 and 8 now. Let's check the stacks here. 367. Yeah, we are even stronger. Mundo's continuing to scale. We see both top laners at level 16 now, mid laners at 17. Our AD carries only at level 14, so want to see them continue to get some XP, can get some gold. Look at that, another tower collected.
So geared towards taking, almost exclusively towards taking long fights. Of course, some of these engagers, Leona, Sejuani, they prefer to take their fights in bursts. But oh my gosh, the fights are lasting for so long.
This is such a good game, honestly.
Still 2,000 gold.
It's been close the whole time. Guys, if you're enjoying the LCC action and you have a Prime sub, go ahead and cash that sucker in now. So I'm pretty sure ads are due any minute. I don't want anybody to miss any action, so just a heads up on that. All right, Chronic is here, potentially too far. They're going to flag and drag out. The root will come through, but a nice shield away, and Agateo actually buys space. They didn't Zenith Blade in. They didn't full commit. And Chronic gets away with one there.
I think just the nerves getting to them, not wanting to throw the game. They don't have the vision, and they don't want to go into the darkness. Nobody's showing, and so they're concerned about it. But I think Chronic definitely got away with murder there. He was caught out for sure.
So, yeah, no flash. Let's check it out. Yoni does have flash up. Agateo flash not quite up, but coming up soon. Same thing for Lowell, not quite up, but coming up soon. And Inferno does have his flash up. So look for those impactful cooldowns. I want to see Cataclysms onto Agateo and Yoni. And from the side of Noxus, I'd love to see, we want to see this Glacial Prison in onto either
DMJ
Lowell
positioning 5 members to the top side is to engage Arctic Assault onto Boxy. Yoni pushing in deep on the bot side, not going to hit the tower, but he has his teleport available. They saw all 5. I think he should be pushing this turret.
Yeah, pings are down here. A little bit of back off is called. And both mid laners are actually going to cancel their resets here as the mid siege goes down. Yeah, Yoni getting some good value here, about half of this tier 2 tower, maybe even more. I don't think he'll get the whole thing, will he?
He should have had it by now if he had committed to it after they saw them mid. But I think everybody in this game not wanting to throw it away, trying to play it safe. They know how close this is.
Yeah, Bell. Let's check out Bell's progress over here. Yeah, that's boom. There's half of tier 2 as well. Karpiewski over here on the roam. Gonna look to try and cut him off, but Bell really respectful, and he is just going to walk away. So Bell's gonna get out of that one. Really nice play in order to maximize what he could do in that lane.
Can you zoom to current if you just try to double speed?
Yep, I'm up. Good to go.
Alright.
I was like 1 second behind, I think.
Yep.
Lux is too tanky? Yeah. Definitely could be.
Yeah, both teams rotating everybody over here. Clone just resetting, so going to be slightly late towards the rotation with his team for control of the area. But to be here before Dragon spawns. As now a reset being channeled by Agatio, he must have an item.
I'm a little shocked that they didn't want to do the Baron, because now that they haven't taken the Baron fight, Demacia is they're at a little bit of a disadvantage here, because they only have 2 dragons and Noxus has 3. So if this Smite fight, if they 50-50 it and it goes the way of Noxus, this will be their soul. Oh no, and it's a flash from Chestnut. It had to be a misclick, but he's flash, and that's one of their major modes of engage here, as a binding is going to come out. So that's on cooldown. Flag and drag through in onto Chronic. Chronic will try and flash out as the skies descend, and Bell picks one up. It's a dive in onto Luell. Chestnut is 1v3 on the backside of the map, but Clone on the other side, they both drop, and Demacia will want to continue this forward. The Justice have the upper hand here. Agateo is still alive, but it's a flag and drag flash, and he lands it onto both Agateo and Crimson Yoni. They're able to turn the damage though. Agateo dodging, dip, duck, dive, and dodge, and he lands another one. It's a double kill from the Vayne. It's a 2 for 4. Luell's the only one alive, and the Gladiators cut off the heads here of Demacia.
Sejuani absolutely boxing Luell out of the fight, securing the play in that tribe rush for Nox as the dragon goes down. Luell looks for something, but going to be forced to back away.
How crazy would that steal have been?
To secure the end of the
if he stole it with Singularity there, that would have been nuts. Yeah, no, a great. I mean, Boxy had like an incredible play, but just too far ahead of his team. He flag and dragged, flashed, and it was just his team couldn't follow him up there. And yeah, the Vayne spacing.
He got them out, but just slightly too far away. Luell didn't have his flight available to go for the follow-up and just got forced out by Karpiewski. Great tank play to peel him away.
Alright, so now that is Soul going over to Noxus. They do pick up their Soul. Demacia here, ready to continue to battle it out. Demacia still has the gold lead, despite losing that fight and losing that objective. They've got a nice little gold lead here. Where are we at in terms of 436, but we don't have the upgraded ulti, right? It's still the Falling Star ulti for now. Yeah, so we need to keep an eye on that, because it's going to be the mini ulti next time that we fight here.
Unless they find enough time to stack it up again. 444 Stardust stacks for the Aurelion Soul. So if it was just a little bit closer, you probably could have reached that range now. Definitely ginormous for the Aurelion Soul in the late game. 38 minutes into the game now, 19-17. Still within 1,000 gold of each other, but the Soul cannot be understated. The Otacon buff is very important and not reflected in that. So there are advantages for Noxus that are present but not showing on the scoreboard that way.
That's true. That's true. That's well put. Hard to really place a value at house. Yeah, the Soul and the Otacon. Karpiewski's here. He's definitely far away from his team, but I'm not sure that there's going to be enough from them. The curtain call is going to come out, and they're just going to go for the burn. They need to finish this kill. Karpiewski is still alive. The flag and drag forward. They do get the kill, and they're going to try and 4 versus 5. teleport in, but Lowell is nearly burned on the backside of it. Clone buying as much space as he can. Will not be able to find it. It's a double kill as Agateo drops, caught out. And this is a huge play for Demacia. They're going to turn straight onto the Baron. Lowell is going to deal damage over the wall. He's very low. Baron damage is pretty significant for him. Clone needs to try and find a way in, but it will be secured. Lowell actually picks it up. Flag and drag, and the commit onto Clone. Clone will be burnt down, and that's 3 for 0. And the Dragon and the Justice. Do you believe?
Justice pulling out the Baron, and they've broken this gold lead apart, finally. 4,500 gold lead for DMJ. They don't have the soul, but they've got the Baron, and they're looking to push for more. They did it once. They might do it again, tanking down for this turret. They've got their grubs. One of the main neutral objectives they've managed to pick up. Bell just tanking through the turret, and they go deeper with this Baron.
Yeah,
now
he's
looking for the base.
Well, he's got 6,400 damage at this point, so a good bit. This is going to be their second dragon. They don't have their massive damage here in Lowell. He isn't here. Lowell might have to teleport as the Glacial Prism will come out. The final Spark comes out as well, but they both go just wide, and so Demacia will escape successfully. They're able to save the teleport from Lowell, which is one of the most important spells at this point in the game. And yeah, Lowell really needs to honestly get the heck out of here, and he is going to.
Yeah,
all right.
There was a whiff of an overstay that could have happened there, but they've managed to walk away from the brink. And Lowell at the end there, as he left, picking up his the Skyfall, so he has upgraded ultimate for the next fight. 4-0, the only deathless player this game as well.
Lowell,
number one overall draft pick.
I played with this player last year. I know how good he is. Our team just had some issues with in some other aspects. He is absolutely one of the premier players in the LCC. He played in Season 1, he made it to the finals. He played in Season 2. He brought, honestly, a struggling roster to a 50-50 record. Looked good in the playoffs. Choked one game, and that's what he is kind of remembered by. And Season 3, this is a team that a lot of people, that the talk behind the scenes was not so positive about this team. And they look so good when they play together, when they're coordinated.
3 into the top side here, trying to pick up Ballistic.
Yeah, it's a lot up here for Bell, but Bell might just be able to get away. The ultimate is going to be used out, and so it will be a kill down. It goes over to Chronic. They're committing a lot here onto the Crimson Yoni, though. Zenith Blade here follows up the flash, and that will be Yoni dying. A follow-up Zenith Blade landing on Karpewski. A root down onto Clone. He's going to try and Stormbringer out of it, but Chestnut will get away just in time, and that's another kill. A 61-second death timer at this point in the game as Karpewski drops.
DMJ pointing out that the Baron's Elder Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. They all go for their Baron reset. They said, we've got the value we can get out of that buff, and we need to keep our minds on the next one. They lost this Dragon Soul, and they need to make sure that they're able to contest and take away this Elder Dragon to secure their advantage in this game.
Yeah, huge plays there, not only to get the kills, but to get the flash as well. So Crimson Yoni not only dying, but also no flash for the next roughly 4.5 minutes here. This is a big objective. And it's going to spawn...
GA picked up for Inferno for the fight.
This objective is going to spawn before Yoni or Karpewski are back from the dead. And so Demacia has a huge advantage here. Let's take a look as we focus in. Blast Cone is going to be used here. Bell is running. Bell is mid. He's not here. Teleport in instantly from Yoni, but there's no teleport for Karpewski. So best case scenario, this is a 4 versus 5. They have a moment before Bell arrives where it's 4 versus 4. Bell arrives now, and it is 4 versus 5, and it's beginning to be dragged down. They should probably take this fight. Karpewski is on the run. Singularity coming down. Clone is in though, and the objective is burning. It's down, and it's collected. Noxus with a big steal, and they're getting a ton of burn damage across. Chronic able to land some damage. Them. Boxy goes down. It's a 1-for-1 as both junglers die, but Clone. I'm not sure what happened. It went from about 3,000, and then it hovered at about 2K, and then suddenly it was at 200, and Clone just picked it up
over the
with
top,
the smite.
I think, out of Yoni and Chronic, and then just picked up by Clone. So managed to find it in the chaos. Well done to him. And I think Boxy might have saved several members of his team by going in there to sacrifice himself.
Oh.
This is a stressful one for sure. How about that, Jax?
I don't think... Yeah, I mean, wow. Maybe I'll just leave it there. I don't think. Yeah, no, it's 547 now.
Yep, the Stardust stacks feel well on this Deathless A-Soul, 44 minutes into the game now. And waves are pushed out opposite sides of the map. Noxus with priority in the bot side. Looks like they aren't going to send anybody top, so just going to wait for the wave to push out naturally.
Yeah, massive shutdowns being accumulated here. So if they ever do kill Inferno or Lowell again at this point, it is going to be a big gold swing over. And Demacia with about nearly, is like what, 4K? Almost 5.
At this
It's
advantage
5.
point in the game, the bounties are not going to come, I believe, won't even be available for DMJ to pick up since they have this big advantage.
All right, Nox is
So
looking to drop the guillotines here. So the Gladiators want to push forward. A nice big proc there from Karpiewski. Agateo is just going to take some damage here. Clone and Karpiewski in, trying to finish it off. Does take a little bit longer, but they're so beefy. They get mid-tier 2. That's going to at least balance out a little bit of this gold. But, yeah, now we see some of some heal cut. Chronic and Yoni both have heal cut, which I think is really important.
Watching this.
Okay,
so
Baron is up.
Sidelines. This is a handshake. We're about to see a big team fight again.
Yeah, absolutely. Boxy, Flag, and Drex. So that's going to be down for the next about 9 seconds at this point, and that is Clone using that blast cone. So that's one of the ways that you know, that the red side team can actually get a little bit of an advantage.
On danger.
Bind is going to land in. It's an ultimate through from Clone, but he's just going to fly away. So that's ultimate down. But the thing is,
he does not want to give up this chase.
When he flew away, he didn't actually fully commit. So Clone, perhaps a bit too far. Zenith Blade through. They're going to follow up on the stun. A lot of damage coming through, and he is obliterated. There's no jungler, as now the skies descend and Crimson Yoni will fall. Bell in onto Agateo and Chronic, but it's a flash out from Chronic as they start to land these slows. Bell is so far in here. A big healing advantage. Root here is going to land, and that's going to be Chronic dropping, and it's a 3 for 0. A flash forward, a Cataclysm in. Agateo with a flash out, the Condemn into his own wall, and Boxy is going low, about to drop. It's the Glacial Prism is through. It's a teleport back in from Lowell. The damage is finally here. Agateo's the last one alive, but it won't be enough. And the Demacia Justice with an ace and a team fight and a win. And they take down Noxus.
Inferno does not die. That GA really coming in handy as DMJ push for the win, bringing themselves up in the table, silencing the haters. As the Demacian Justice punch Noxus to the mouth.